Okay, so what we're going to do is just create a really simple positive negative value study of our film still. So I chose this one we looked at, and what I want to do, the first thing I want to do is just map out a general box, right? This is our playground right in there. And I want to do this in relationship to the aspect ratio that I'm seeing in the film still. And it is roughly, again, this is just a study. It's roughly 2.5 times, 2.25 times its height. So I'd probably go just a little bit longer over here. Right? And then I'm going to give myself a few cues to follow. What I'm noticing here is that if I squint just real quick, this whole dark wall behind this figure is about one of those units across, right? And then what I notice is that if I take that and I go here, that same measurement matches up to the edge of this arch. See, when I was talking about cinematography? Beautiful, that's the kind of stuff that matters right there, right? So then, again, I have like another one of those units right there. And this is kind of the general breakup, right? Just through a little bit of squinting, I'm like ignoring the guide. This is dark. This is where the most light is. And then this, when I'm squinting down, kind of reads overall as a medium, because even though there's projected light, there's a lot of darkness in this figure. So the first thing I can do is just break it up like that, right? I can come in and use my pencil. And remember, we're not looking for details, just relationships, right? So the first thing I want to do in this little value study is just block out and I'm going to say that this is so that's really like the general structure of my drawing. I'm going to squint down again, and what I'm going to notice is the next big shape I see is this floor plane, right? And it's about 1/3 of the way up, right? And it goes from this middle ground area into this background area, right? And yeah, I know in the drawing it's on an angle and perspective, and I guess I could do that, but I'm not too worried about it. This is just a value study. And if I squint down, what I'm going to notice is that this floor plane is lighter than the wall where it intersects it, it's darker than the wall, but lighter than the shadow. So the first thing I want to do is just come in and darken that up. Right? And now what I can do is just kind of play with the value of it. What I noticed too, I hope you see that I'm not being super careful about this, because this is a study. Okay, that's starting to look okay. Now if I'm squinting down again, another thing I notice is that this arch, there's like this kind of shape in the middle of the drawing, right? You see that? And this is running darker, but not quite as dark as the wall. Right? Wall is nice and dark. Not running quite as dark. But then here, look right here how we get this great reversal. Underneath that wall, the reason we see that arch is because under here is darker than here. Okay? Generally my light is right in here, so this is all going to come down and be an even lighter value. And then I've got this really, really like bright bright white up there. And I'm going to use a little bit of my light pastel because I have it to make that brighter. Okay. And I can play with the lamppost idea. So I'm just trying, I don't care if the lamppost is in the right place. I don't care if it's off or on. What I'm trying to do is just understand these major structures that I see, like the guy. And the guy, without thinking about detail, the guy is really only light on that one edge, and then the rest of him is just kind of a medium tone, right? So I'm just going to erase out a little block for him, and then really darken up that wall. And then kind of medium tone the rest of his body and allow that one side to be lighter. Right? So he's starting to come forward a little bit there. Right? And then obviously we've got our shadow guy here. He is, if I'm squinting down, he is just about as dark, almost as dark as that. It's darker than that, almost as dark as that. So I'm going to go ahead and just like pop a shape in here. And then the shadow goes on the floor a little bit. So I'm going to pop a pretty dark shape in here. Now that, to me, in my drawing, is coming forward, like it's too contrasty with its background relative to here. So that what that's telling me is that I need to knock down that down a little bit to let him sit a little closer to the wall. See how he just kind of like falls back a little closer to the wall when I bring that value darker. And this is what I mean by study, right? We're studying the way the values work. We're trying to recreate the sense here of what we need. And this feels a little dark. So I can just keep adjusting and playing with the value. I'm not going to make this any more detailed. I'm not going to like, worry about adding his lapels or anything like that. I'm just chosen probably like, what is that, seven primary value structures in the drawing. And I'm just starting to play with the space and see how they work, right? Like knowing that this, see the amount of space that created just by doing that? And this is actually too light, right? It's a little too light. And this is a little too light too. Okay? So I'm just studying this. I'm studying it until it has the same spatial feeling as this, but in this really, really abstract way. Okay? That's our whole job in this value.